My baby? Is that my baby? Just baby?
Hello to anyone who has signed on a little early. Hello. Let me know if you can hear me okay. I'm excited to cook with you tonight and see what we can come up with tonight for dinner.
Yeah, so am I.
Getting comments from the peanut gallery over there. Hello, Kelly. Hello. I'm going to give it just a minute. Wanted to let you know that if this is the first time you've been on with me, oops, let's turn that off. If this is the first time that you've been with me, I do this. Hey, Teresa. I do this every Sunday at 5 o'clock Central Time, and I call it TupperTime with Traci. And basically, I'm just cooking our dinner and showing off some of my products. So if you have any questions, thank you, Kelly. If you have any questions, feel free to comment. I will do my best to respond to you during the broadcast. If I don't, I will definitely go back through the comments and make sure that everyone who posts a comment is able to get an answer back. And please feel free, if you wish to share it out, you're more than welcome to. This is on my public business page, so it makes it a public event. So you're more than welcome to do that, and that does help promote my business, and I do thank you for that very much. You never know who might like some Tupperware, so if you share that out, that helps me, and I greatly appreciate that. So, as long as we've got a few folks on, and it looks like we do, I'm going to go ahead and get us started just because I don't want to take too terribly long tonight. What I'm making tonight is bacon cheeseburger Tatertot casserole. And this was actually, I believe, a recipe my husband sent over to me. He loves to get on Pinterest, and he finds all kinds of different types of things that we can try. And so he's kind of been looking for different things that I can do on this Sunday broadcast. And so I'm kind of excited about that. I am going to show you a couple products that are my favorites. And so if you have any questions, don't hesitate to post. If you have any comments, you're more than welcome to post. I want this to be as interactive as we can make it. So, and I do hope that you will join me each Sunday at 5 o'clock Central and be part of the broadcast. Never know what might happen. Last week I was throwing products everywhere, so it's a lot of fun. Anyway, the first thing that I'm going to do is it starts out with a pound of ground beef. And I'm going to get the ground beef going. I'm going to actually brown the ground beef in my stack cooker. And if anybody was to say, Traci, what is your absolute favorite product that you have? I would hands down say my stack cooker. My stack cooker can do so much. It can cook, it can bake, it can stack cook, so you can do an entire meal in it. Right now, I'm going to do probably the one thing that I say is worth its weight in gold, because I no longer have to stand over a hot stove and brown my ground beef. I basically break it up into, hey Lynn, welcome. I basically break it up into my stack cooker and it browns in the microwave. And the really cool part is the way that I do it is there's a colander. See, there's holes in the bottom of this level of the stack cooker. I put the ground beef in this portion and I have the 3 1/4 quart. I think it's 3 1/4. The big piece on the bottom, I put it down in that. And so as it cooks, it drains all of the gunk and all of the grease off of your actual hamburger. So whereas when you brown your hamburger on the stove, You're now browning it in the microwave of all places, but you're also cooking it healthy because you're not cooking it down into all that grease and all that junk. And I will show you once we get it all done, I will show you what it looks like once we're finished. And you'll see exactly how nasty, I don't know any other word to say, of what your hamburger actually cooks down in. I am using these are actually our kitchen shears. I love our kitchen shears. They are very multi-talented. I use them for everything in the kitchen. Very sharp. And the really neat thing about the kitchen shears is they do come apart, because right now I just opened up the hamburger and right now I've got to clean them because they've got hamburger juice on them. So I don't want to carry that over to the next thing that I do, but they come apart. So it makes it very easy for cleaning. So I'm going to stick those over in the sink and make sure those get nice and washed. And then I'm going to just break up the hamburger into chunks. It's real simple. There we go. So that it will brown evenly. When you do this, I'm only doing a pound. Typically when I do tacos or anything else, I will actually do like 2 pounds, 2¼ pounds, something like this. So I do a lot more time. This is actually just a pound, and I'm going to probably only do it, I'm going to try it for 4 minutes. It may need a little more time. I've never really done, I don't do pounds very often, and I don't, I want to make sure that it's done as much as I can. Okay, and if you'll see, I kind of left a ring in the bottom so that microwaves will cook from the outside in. And so that way you push everything to the outer ring, and that way it will cook evenly. So I did that. Let me wash off my hands real quick. Throw away the package. All right. So as you can see, I've got the middle piece, then I've got the bigger piece, and the bigger piece doesn't have anything in it. It's empty. And I'm just going to put that middle piece down in, and then I've got the cover. The cover does not seal, so that's why we don't call it a seal. It is a cover, and it can be used as another layer to do another item on, or you can cover whatever you're cooking. And so that's what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover this up, and I'm going to try this for about 4 minutes. Like I said, I'm not real sure on, I've got a cat that wanted to jump up here. I'm not real sure on how long the microwave will take, a pound. So I want to try it out and kind of see. Hey, Mandy, welcome. Glad you came. All right, so we're going to start that for 4 minutes just to see how that goes. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to prepare some cheese. And I know if you've been with me before, you've seen me use my Great Master. And I absolutely love my Great Master. It's one of those items that is a system, so you can actually do multiple pieces. Right now, we're going to use the Great Master Shredder. There's also a mincer. There is also a spiralizer. And I'm kind of excited because I bought some zucchinis for this weekend. And I haven't tried them yet, but I want to try to spiralize some zucchini because my husband found me a really cool, I don't know what they call it, baked Parmesan zucchini straws. I think is what it was. And so I want to try it. I got to try the spiralizer because I'm not real good at it. So once I perfect the spiralizer, so that I get on here and actually show you how it's supposed to be done, I'd like to do a Sunday where I show you guys the spiralizer because it is completely awesome, the things that it can do. But the really cool thing is it uses the one base. And so you can interact different pieces to the base. And we always joke that it's all about the base. So I'm going to use that. Let me get my cheese. Okay. The recipe calls for about 2 cups of cheddar cheese. My husband and I really love Colby Jack, so that's typically what I use is Colby Jack. And so that's what I'm going to actually use tonight. Let's see. I got a big Wonder Bowl. These are great. They have, let's see, these are 3 cups. You can fit 3 cups down in here. Hey, Renee. And it is a great bowl. Comes with a seal so that you can, and anything round is liquid proof, or liquid and airtight both. So that's really cool because you can, if you want to grate it and I don't use it all, I can toss it back into the refrigerator. With this, I'm probably going to use the whole 3 cups or whatever I put in here just because we like a lot of cheese. So I'm going to do that. Let me grab a knife real quick. And of course, I've got my serrated Tupperware knife. Comes with its own sheath. I absolutely love this knife. I use it quite a bit. So if you watch me regularly, you see that I actually use this quite a bit. It's just a great size. I have 2 or 3 other knives, Tupperware knives, but I choose to use this one. A, it's serrated, so it does a little bit better cut. But B, it's just easy to handle. It's a good size. It can cut pretty much anything. So I'm going to pull out, oh, come on, a big old block of cheese here. I'm going to cut just a portion because I don't know how much this actually is going to shred. So we'll just cut off just a portion to start with. Put that back down in there. Over out of the way. Okay. And the really cool thing is that it locks onto any, I want to say slick surface. I don't know if that's the right word. My countertop has a coarseness to it. It's not plain. It's not slick. I don't know any other word to use. And so I've put a board down, a cutting board type of thing, to where it should grip onto it a little easier. The difference is with my counter, the suction cup won't suction for a long period of time. It'll only do it for a short time. So when I'm not broadcasting, I'll just do it on the counter and just deal with it. But I'd like to show you guys how it actually suctions and it stays and all that good stuff. So we have the Great Master funnel. I'm going to tilt this towards you. Let me see if this needs more time. Nope, that is perfect. So I'm going to let that sit for just a minute because anything that you cook in the microwave, you always want to give it some time to kind of sit. So we're going to let it sit while I do this, and then we'll get back to the beef. All right, so I'm going to tilt it towards you guys so you can see what I'm doing. And the piece goes right into the base, slides right in, if you could see, slides right in. The funnel, which we have different funnels that you can use, different graters. This is the smallest of the cheese grater. There is a bigger one that does a much bigger grate. Then there's 2 or 3 others you can add. You can add on three cones. It actually comes with a couple cones, but I really prefer this one because it's the smallest and it just does the better. Where's my handle? There it is. Okay, so the cone fits right in, and then as you can see, it comes right out here, and the handle then just attaches just like that. So now it's in. Now, as soon as I'm able to lock it down, you turn and it locks. Well, it didn't lock very well for me. Let's try that again. There we go. Now it's locked. Okay. So you put your cheese down in the top, what I would call the hopper, I guess. I don't know what else to call that. And you take your plunger and you twist. I don't know if my board will sit straight. There we go. Let's try not to spill it everywhere. Isn't that beautiful? I wish my light would be a little brighter. Let me check on my light real quick. Oh, brighter setting. There we go, Tracy. Good job. I'm new to the light. All right. Isn't that beautiful? Cheese is beautiful. Oh, stop it. I'm like putting it all over the place. And there we have freshly grated cheese. Now, why do I not just buy grated cheese at the store? We did for a long time. But in those cheeses, through some research and through some reading that I did about it, they actually will put added preservatives, and they will also, I believe it's baking soda. They will include baking soda in them to ensure that they don't stick to, that all the cheese doesn't stick together. And I'm not real kosher about having baking soda in my cheese. But not even just for that reason. It's more for the preservatives that they have to put in it in order to ensure that the cheese stays good until you, the consumer, buys it. This way, I'm getting a block of cheese and it's fresh. It's actual fresh cheese. So I prefer to grate my own cheese. Matter of fact, I even have started, because we do Parmesan on spaghetti. I have started to, and I'll even show you that. I have started to grate our own fresh Parmesan. Can you see that? Beautiful cheese. And I did that with this same cone. It starts out just like this, a block of Parmesan. This is how I buy it. And then I break it into pieces and I put it in here. And now I have fresh Parmesan, not the bag cheese. So depends on how you feel about that. But to me, this is well worth it. Let me put this away real quick. Okay, so let's disassemble this real quick. Put my block of cheese away. We'll throw this right over in the sink real quick and get it out of the way. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the Great Master Shredder. One of my favorite products. All right, so we've got our cheese. I've got a mess, is what I've got. Anytime I put anything sharp down into the sink, I always put the sheath back on just so that nobody gets cut. All right, so we need the cheese. I need 16 ounces of sour cream. I need a condensed cheddar soup. So let's do that real quick. I have my condensed cheddar soup, and it's just plain old whatever brand you want to use. And I have our amazing can opener. I will not lie. This can opener can be a little confusing on how to use it. And when I very first got my can opener, I actually had to go to YouTube and watch a video similar to this one showing how to do it. Now that I got it, it's so easy. And I have real bad carpal tunnel, and I can still use this amazing tool. I highly recommend them. I've never been a manual can opener person, but now I wouldn't own a different one. So we do have them. Totally amazing. And if you get one and don't know how to use it, give me a call. Let me know. I'll try to give you some pointers on what to do. All right. So what it does, and that's the really neat thing, and I hope I don't have a problem with this can because it's got a dent in it. But what it does is it separates the top from the can itself, where they actually seal it. So there is no sharp edges. There's no cutting involved. So you fit it right on the top. If I can get it to grab. And when it grabs, and it won't let go. So then you twist, and you'll feel when it releases that you're good. All right. And then if you see on the end, there is a tooth. See the tooth right there? That tooth is what is going to separate the top and pull that top right off. And that's all you do. It separates right off the can. There is no sharp edges at all. It just takes it right off of where that seal is and just separates it right out. Easy peasy. Thank you, baby. All right. So we've got that. And I am going to actually use a brand new product to mix all of this with, because I wanted to show off this new product. We just came out with this in August, and it's called the Whip and Mix. And it is super exciting because, as I throw the handle, it is super exciting because it is kind of like our mix and store. And we had a piece that went with our Power Chef at one point that was similar to this. And they've kind of combined the two together. So now you have a pitcher that has all the stuff on the side, and you have a method of mixing to where you can add in, it even has a little funnel, so you can add in your liquids if you have, need to add a little bit at a time. But it has 2 speeds on the top, so it has a speed 1 and a speed 2, depending on, how much is in there and if you have to take it slow at first or whatever. So I'm going to actually put all of our ingredients in here, and I'm going to mix it up and see how that goes. I haven't had a whole lot of practice with it, and I was really kind of excited because I thought, well, I need to mix up some stuff, so let's try that. So we are going to, let's put our cheese, the whole can of cheese, down in here. I love our spatulas. If you've ever had one, you would know why. Silicone spatula is not just for baking. You are able to use it on the stove as well, and you can actually use it for up to 400 degrees, and it will not hurt the spatula at all. It will also separate from the handle, so for better cleaning, which makes it wonderful. All right, so I put the cheese soup in here. Then we're going to get, let's get the sour cream. And you can use any kind of sour cream you wish. And we're going to use 16 ounces, which is 2 cups. So I'm going to put it into my micro pitcher so that I know that I'm at 2 cups, because this is actually a 24 ounce. And so I won't need all of this. Wash out that cheddar cheese. All right. Hi, Stell Bells. I have a guest. All right. And this larger micro pitcher, they come in with 2. They are so adorable. I love the color. It's our newest color, and they are really versatile. You can use them for pretty much anything. Well, it looks like we've used enough out of that bucket to where I might be right at 16 ounces. Glad I bought another one. And the really cool thing about the spatula is, see, it has the point to it. That will help you to get down into the crevices and get everything out. And you'll see whenever I go to clean out the pitcher that it gets completely clean. All right. Well, I didn't have to really measure that out, but that's good. Let's throw this away. All right. Okay, so we are going to put that down in there. There we go. All right. Let's wash this off. Okay. Now we have, I'm going to mix that up just a little bit. Put that on, put the handle on, and turn. Now the cool part is that it has no slip on the bottom, just like the Power Chef and just like the mixing store, so that it's not going to slide around everywhere. All right. Let's see if we can switch it to that button. We need more. Oops. You tell I'm not. That's the really hard one. So it's harder to, like, it needs more, I don't know what, it's a deeper, yeah, that's looking better. It's a deeper mix. Okay, so that is that. And then I'm going to put some of the cheese in to mix up in that. Put it back on this easier one because that was killing me. There we go. And it goes both ways. That's the really cool part. You can go one way or the other depending on if you're right-handed, left-handed. Tupperware always makes things very versatile. All right, let's put some more in. Hello, Rachel. Hello, Norma. Hello, Candace. Good to see you guys. Sorry I didn't see you guys hop on. Let's see how we're doing. We have a little bit more cheese left. Oh, yeah. Looking good. Let's put the rest of that cheese in there. I'm all about cheese. Do a little bit more mixing up. I get the top on. Hi, Style Bells. I know you think I'm gonna drop something, don't you? All right. And we need to check out the beef and get that chopped up. My husband said, "Where's the beef?" I think we've got such a little amount. I'm gonna probably do the beef in here because my other is being used right now. That's okay. All right. We have multiple that we can use. So we want to chop up the beef so it's not in big chunks. Okay. Now, as you can see, all you have to do is just turn it a little bit to get it to release the extra. There we go. Set that down on the sink for now. And that's going to be the stuff that goes onto the tater tots. All right. Well, I've got one other ingredient I forgot to put in there, but we can just add them in by hand. The bacon bits. And I'm going to use real bacon bits. You could probably do like fresh bacon and chop it up, but I'm cheating and using the fresh bacon that you can buy in a package. And it says it calls for 3 ounces of bacon bits. I'm all about bacon. And this is a 4 ounce. Yeah, 4.5. We're going to use the whole thing because I like bacon. So we're going to put the whole thing in here. Might as well make it super bacony. And I'll show you what it looks like in just a second. Oops. Don't want that to go in there. All right. Let's mix that up really well. Can you guys see what I'm doing? I hope. trying to make that a little better. Thankfully, my light's staying on. Last week, my light came off or turned off. Okay, we'll set that to the side for just a second. And let's look at that beef, see how the beef is doing. Okay, let me show you what it looks like when it comes out. All browned. Can you see that? Perfectly browned, ready to go. I didn't have to stand over a hot stove. I didn't have to manage it. I just had to, and there's the gunk. See that nasty gunk? That's what you're cooking your beef in, is all of that. Not in here, you're not, because it drains off of the beef as it cooks. So you're not eating that. It's not soaking in that. Amazing. Okay, so I'm going to, typically I use my Power Chef, but my Power Chef is being used by something else right now. So I'm going to use what's called the smooth chopper. We don't have as much hamburger, and I may have to do a couple of batches of it, which is fine. But this way, you can see the smooth chopper as well. The smooth chopper is the mini version of the Power Chef smooth chopper, and then the chop and prep, which is the little tiny one. This is, we actually have this one available right now. And the one that you will actually get is clear with a red top, but it's all the same thing. Mine's just a different color. So what I'm going to do, and of course, Tupperware serving spoon. I could have about 20 of these in my kitchen and not have enough of them. They are great. So let me break this up a little bit more. We're going to put this down in here. I think I'm going to do a couple versions of this. So let's chop this up. This is the motor, and you just put it right on top, and you pull. And now it is all chopped up, ready to go. All right. And you saw how easy that was? I believe, if I'm correct, I believe it's 144 manual chops for every one pull. Yes, 144 manual chops. So if you were sitting there with a knife and you were chopping, it would be 144 manual chops for every one pull I do on this. Talk about time saver. I'm all about time saving, making it easier. And there is the beef as I'm spilling it everywhere. Let's do one more because I have a little bit more down in here. Typically with my Power Chef, I could put it all in the one, but this is just a little smaller. I know, Stove Bells, you think I'm going to drop some, don't you? All right. There we go. Put this over to the side real quick. All right, put that top right back on. Five pulls. And it's completely ready to go. Like I said, definitely a game changer. Okay, and I am going to actually pour the beef down into our mixture and mix it up. Again, just makes it easier because then it's all distributed evenly. A little more down in there. I am a mess. I've got this going everywhere, don't I? All right. Let's put the rest in. There we go. And we will mix that all up. Now tonight I'm going to actually be using our Ultra Pro. I've talked about our Ultra Pro before. The Ultra Pro is a very, very different type of cooking system. And I say system because you can actually stack cook in the Ultra Pro as well. So that's kind of cool. where you can have the bottom piece, have a little bit smaller piece, and actually stack cook with different levels. It can also be used in the microwave and the oven. It's made of a crystal polymer, I think is what it's called. It's a certain type of plastic that can actually go in your oven. Most people, that's their reaction, is plastic in the oven. It's a certain type of plastic that is totally fine to be put in your oven. My favorite piece is our lasagna pan. And it's of a size that can handle pretty much anything you throw at it. This is what it looks like. I have pretty much every piece that we've sold at one point. We've got one that you can fit a chicken in. We've got a smaller one. We've got an oven plate. There's all different versions. Right now, I believe we're only selling 3 different versions. This is, by all means, my favorite. Like I said, it's a lasagna pan. Comes with a cover that you can use in the oven. You can also freeze in this. So if you wanted to prepare something, like prepare a lasagna, prepare this, and then freeze it for later, you can do that because it can go from freezer to oven. It also is dishwasher safe, so makes it so much easier. Now, what would a bacon cheeseburger tater tot casserole be without tater tots? So let me get the tater tots. I'm not sure if I need more than what's in here, so I brought the big bag too, just in case. Now, it calls for 32 ounces of tater tots. Hey, Joanne. Calls for 32 ounces. I'm just going to line the bottom of the pan. I can get this opened. I tied a piece of the bag around to close it off when I use some of them. There we go. Okay. Well, that did pretty well. I might put a few more in there. No, that actually looks pretty good. Okay. So, let me put this back in here. Okay. So, as you can see, this is pretty much lined all over the bottom. And that's the way we're going to do it. And then now all you do is pour your mixture all over the top. Just like that. All right. And again, my spatula can get down into those crevices and make sure that every little bit comes out of that bottom. Just like that. All right. And you want to cover up all of your tater tots. And you're going to bake this at 350 degrees for 45 minutes. Now, I'm going to stop it at about 40 minutes, and I'm going to put more cheddar cheese on the top. That's just my preference. So you can do that as well. And as always, I will show you the final product on the bottom here of this live. I will also post all of the different products that I've used tonight. So if you have any questions or anything like that about anything that I've used, you will have it down in the comments. And if you have questions, you're more than welcome to post any of those questions as well. And there we go. It's all ready to go into the oven. So I'm going to stick it in, like I said, for 45 minutes. At 40 minutes, I'm going to put some cheddar cheese on top, let it go for another 5, and then we'll pull it out and have some dinner at 350. Don't forget that. So thanks so much for joining TupperTime with Traci. I appreciate you being here. I hope you've enjoyed yourself. Remember, every Sunday at 5 o'clock, you can come and join me in my kitchen and let's cook, and I'll show you some products. Feel free to Feel free to share this on your page or let folks know about it, because I love to have new folks joining us. And until next week, I appreciate it. Thanks so much. We'll see you next time. Bye.